When Rogue One first premiered back in 2016, many Star Wars fans were taken back by how incredible this Star Wars story was, along with its jam-packed cast. For today's episode, we'll share Diego Luna's thoughts on working with the hit franchise and how he initially thought he could do whatever he wanted after. Plus, the actor also confirmed Season 1's time jump. Find out all about this and more in today's video. Mexican actor Diego Luna discusses the ups and downs of working with the Star Wars series, as well as the movie that first made him famous, Y Tu Mamá También, as he returns to the character of Cassian Andor in the most recent Star Wars spin-off. In a recent interview with The Guardian, the Star Wars actor spoke candidly of the popular franchise as well as his roots in his native home, along with the movie that launched his career, Alfonso Cuarón's Y Tu Mamá También. In this project, Luna worked alongside Gael Garcia Bernal, his real-life best friend. As child stars of Mexican television, the actors had known one another for a long time. His father, Alejandro, a set designer for theater and film, raised Luna after his British mother Fiona passed away in a car accident when he was just 2 years old. Luna had a brief role in Julian Schnabel's Before Night Falls, which received an Oscar nomination, but it was his performance in Alfonso Cuarón's film that most showcased the breadth of his abilities, ranging from raucous knockabout comedy to plangent emotional honesty. With the help of that movie, Luna launched a career that has seen her seamlessly transition between Hollywood blockbusters and smaller locally produced Spanish-language projects, many of which are socially or politically sensitive. But when you bring up the movie that got it all started for him, you can tell that the years haven't dimmed his enthusiasm for it. "We had our character's energy," Luna fondly recalls as he spoke with The Guardian. "We were teasing each other non-stop, morning to night, competing in everything. If there were 5-minute breaks on set, we would grab stones and see who could throw them the farthest, or who could hit that target. There wasn't a moment when we weren't teasing this person or that person and getting into all these little dramas. I think in a way we became a little addicted to it all, the intimacy and feeling like part of the family. There have been rumors that the characters may appear in a sequel when they're in their 40s. Even Luna, who said he didn't buy the movie narrator's claim that the two buddies never saw one another again, told the New York Times last year. However, he rejects the notion outright today. Luna admitted that going back would be a disaster while grinning. The actor also believes that it isn't worth it because the movie was distinctive and original, but it was a product of its period. Films like that are like footprints on the earth. They serve as a remembrance of something that has passed and cannot simply be repeated, in Luna's opinion. However, prequels are a different story. In Andor, the new Star Wars TV spin-off, Diego Luna plays Cassian Andor, the interplanetary rebel he created in the 2016 box office hit Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. The 1977 film that started it all was the inspiration for Rogue One, which depicted a scrambled band of heroes paving the way for characters like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. Cassian and his fellow fighters perished in a blaze of glory as the battle came to an end. It's a prequel to a prequel, so Andor goes back many years to show the character's low beginnings. In Andor, the grin doesn't have much of a chance to shine. Despite being set in a galaxy far, far away, the first few episodes tend to lack the George Lucas shine in favor of a neon and drizzle murkiness that's occasionally broken up by conflicts in the woods. Rogue One stood out from the other 9 main Star Wars movies because it was the first independent entry in the series, and Luna sees Andor as a continuation of the film's audacity. In Andor, the grin doesn't have much of a chance to shine. Despite being set in a galaxy far, far away, the first 3 episodes, the 4th of which will premiere this week, tends to lack the George Lucas shine in favor of a neon and drizzle murkiness that is occasionally broken up by conflicts in the woods. Rogue One stood out from the other 9 main Star Wars movies because it was the first independent entry in the series, and Luna sees Andor as a continuation of the film's audacity. They don't need to prove anything because the characters reside in murky territory. It's about the journey of genuine individuals, the most authentic Star Wars characters you can find, who have their ambitions dashed and lived under oppression. There's a sense of something has to happen. The actor added that while they're confident that Cassian will succeed, they can refute the notion that there's only one path. Thankfully, they employ a writer who thrives in that level of complexity. The actor is referring to Tony Gilroy, who wrote the script for the Bourne action series before creating Andor. Gilroy was the person who also kept Rogue One alive. Before directing reshoots that improved or supplemented what the filmmaker Gareth Edwards had already done, Gilroy was hired by Disney as an emergency script doctor. Gilroy remarked in 2018 that they were in such a swamp that the only thing he could do was help them out of their dreadful, terrible situation. Luna noted that it's crucial to convey that there's no one way to go to any destination and concurred that Tony Gilroy gave his character dimension. Rogue One was a movie that takes so many risks, according to the actor. The struggle of finding what each film needs and how to fulfill them is unique. He continued by saying that making Rogue One was difficult, challenging, and confusing at times. But films finish when they finish. And he admits that he has been in so many projects where you think things are going exactly the way they should, then it turns out not to succeed. Going back to where it all started, Luna's initial exposure to Star Wars was through video in the 1980s, by which time all of his elder cousins had already become fans. His experience was similar to streaming today, since he recalls being the youngest and wanting to catch up, so it was unrestricted, and he could push play as often as he pleased. But isn't it true that there's simply too much Star Wars information available right now? James Waugh, the senior vice president of Lucasfilm, has admitted to being mindful of oversaturation. With The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi already streaming, as well as Andor, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, The Acolyte, and Lando crowding the horizon like a meteor shower, it's understandable. Disney scaled back its lineup of Star Wars films as a result of the underwhelming reception of Solo: A Star Wars Story, a prequel that was largely regarded as flogging a dead Wookiee. Luna dismisses these worries and disagrees, saying everything need not be suitable for everyone. The lack of market space for independent voices caused by Star Wars and Marvel blockbusters must be of concern in light of such unconventional projects. Luna concurs with this idea, but he's enthusiastic about how the area is divided and the various venues and platforms we already have. He's also realistic about how the Star Wars universe or his position as a cartel boss in Narcos Mexico will affect his influence outside of those television shows. I was naive at the beginning. I thought, of course, after Rogue One, I can do whatever I want and put it out there, Luna said. No, you can do another Rogue One or something of that scale, but it doesn't mean you can go back and do a tiny film and have it released in the same way, or given the same sort of push. Regarding Andor, Diego Luna affirms that season 1 of the show will feature a time jump. In an interview with TV Line, Andor actor Luna stated that there will be at least one time leap throughout season 1 of the program. He attributes the blame for the series' events to Tony Gilroy and explains that they have 12 episodes to complete in a year. I blame Tony Gilroy is just when you think you understand what the show is going to be like, what kind of tone you're going to be in, what characters are going to be around, and what the setting is, the series will take you somewhere else, and you will go and start from scratch, Luna told TV Line. That way the series can transform to be, yes, the adventure and action piece that you would hope a Star Wars is, but then it will be able to turn into a spy thriller and become very political, and then in a moment become very intimate and character-driven, and then back to the big scope. And on that note, we're wrapping up today's episode about Diego Luna and Andor. Have you watched the series yet? What do you think about it so far? Let us know in the comments section below. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.